You are what you eat. March 12, 2013. Today we would like to focus your attention on the topic of nutrition and how it relates to your overall vibration. This of course directly affects every being on this planet, as every physical being requires food to sustain themselves. There are very many on your world who are now becoming much more conscious than ever before of just how intertwined their health and the quality of the food which they consume are. Many have heard the saying, "You are what you eat," however very few have actually contemplated its meaning. If you eat chicken, does this mean that you are now a chicken? Certainly not. However, it is our intention today to share with you our perspective on how the relationship of the food that you consume and the vibration which you maintain are so closely connected. Let us begin by reminding you that everything is made up of energy, everything therefore vibrates at its own rate of frequency. Some may wonder, how can the food which you consume have a direct effect on the vibration which you are able to maintain? This is what we would now like to further explain. As you ingest any substance, it instantly becomes a part of you, it integrates with your very being. The very vibration of the food then becomes a part of your being. Food that has been eaten in haste with very little gratitude for the nutrition that it provides will not serve your body in the same way that food that has been carefully prepared with love and given gratitude for the nutrition it will provide your body. Food does in fact hold a much higher nutritional content, which is then absorbed much easier by your body, when gratitude and love are shared. The gathering and production of the food impacts the overall vibration of the food greatly. Food that has been harvested with love and compassion is far more nutritious than food which has been plundered and gathered in haste for the profits that it will produce. Just as each and every one of you are sensitive to the energy around you, so too is the food which you consume. Also know the life and death of the animals which you consume greatly impact the vibration of the animal products you ingest. An animal who has been well cared for and lived a life of peace will produce products that have a much higher vibration and therefore have a much higher nutritional content than those who have been abused and simply seen as a possession for profit. The cells of the plants, animals and animal products which you consume absorb the energy, frequency, and emotions of the plant or animal. The nutrients and cells then become integrated with your being once they are consumed. The fears and emotions of the animals are part of the animal's being. This in turn does have an effect on your overall health, mood, and vibration. We are all connected. The fears or peace that an animal feels does not die with the animal. It is carried in the very cells of their physical being. This is why we implore you to be conscious of the food which you eat. You cannot expect to ingest food which has been discarded, mistreated or abused not to affect your being, just as food which has been tended to with love and care will also integrate with your cells and become part of your being. This is why we say you are what you eat. Much of the food that is available for human consumption has been tampered with. The food which you could grow in your own backyard is very different from the food that is sold in your stores around the world. The suppliers are often motivated by profit rather than the health of the consumers. Most are not aware of the impurities and toxins which are added to your food. As a result, many suffer from low energy levels and sluggish digestive systems. There are many who are developing food allergies to a wide range of ingredients. This is not necessarily because of the actual product that they are consuming, rather it is in direct connection with the contaminants and preservatives that are regularly found in the food. More and more will find that they are no longer able to consume the foods which they have previously enjoyed. As your bodies continue to shed the density by increasing your overall vibration, foods that you once easily digested will now become increasingly difficult for your body to process. Simply put, the overprocessed food holds a much lower vibration than you now are able to maintain. As a result, it is no longer compatible with your high vibration. Much of this is the result of the toxic preservatives and modification of the genetic integrity of the food. A very common allergy which is now being reported in many is the allergy to gluten. However, in most cases it is not the actual gluten which their body is rejecting. Rather, it is the modification which has been made to the wheat that is causing the problem. The molecular structure has been artificially altered. Many years ago, scientists realized that they could manipulate the genetic structures of plants in order to produce more crops. This of course allowed the food industry to produce a larger quantity of food without having to obtain more land. The intention was simply to produce large quantities of crops for a large profit. However, unknowingly at the time, these scientists began to genetically alter the molecules so drastically that the nutrients germane to the plant were removed. Many years later, there is now no wheat product that is mass-produced for human consumption which has not been genetically altered from its original state. The seeds which are available to grow new crops have come from the genetically altered grain. Right now, we see a disconnection between your medical field and your food industry. You see, the food industry pays very little attention to the importance of health, and the medical industry pays very little attention to the food that you consume. One day these industries will unite for the common good of all. As the demand for purer food increases, the food industry will evolve to meet those demands. You can see the beginnings of these changes in your world already. Your demand is now for food which is organically grown and harvested with care. Many wonder what foods are best for the overall health of their body. To this we say, what is suitable for one is not necessarily suitable for others. Each body is different, and therefore requires different nutrients to achieve optimal health. Your body is always communicating with you through the cravings that you have and the feelings that you experience. However, all will benefit from eating purer foods which have not been heavily processed, altered, or contaminated. Foods which have not been cooked, such as fruit and vegetables which are eaten in their natural raw state, maintain a higher vibration and therefore are more nutritious for your body. We are not saying that you cannot or should not eat cooked food, although know that the more food that you can consume safely without heating above 100 degrees Fahrenheit maintains nearly double the nutrients that you would find in food that is cooked. A practical recommendation would be to add several helpings of fresh fruits or vegetables to your daily diet. You will find an increase in those who choose to grow their own food, instead of relying so heavily on supermarkets to provide all of their produce. Many will begin to look for local ingredients which have been properly cared for and maintained. This will include vegetables and fruits as well as animal products such as eggs and milk. How a product was grown and cared for has a direct connection to the nutrition and vibration the product will have. Many are slowly learning the crucial role that food plays in your overall state of mind, and therefore the reality which you experience. So how are you to know how the food that you are consuming has been treated and collected? In some cases you simply would not know, yet as the demand for better quality food which has not been mass-produced and heavily treated grows, so too will the supply. There are many who cannot afford to purchase the high costs of organically grown food. Know that even if you are met with situations which high vibrational food is not available, you can raise the vibration of the food with your intention before you ingest it. You do not have to remember how to consciously increase the vibration of your food, your intention and light is all that is needed. You may also call on us at any time to assist you in increasing the overall vibration of the food that you consume to ensure that it will serve your highest good. Your body will always keep an accurate record of all that you have eaten. What you put in is what you will get out, without exception. To focus so intently on your spiritual evolution with no regard for your physical well-being is counterproductive. Your spiritual body and physical body are intricately connected. Therefore you cannot elevate one without the other. Be kind to your physical body as it is just as important as your spiritual body. Your physical body is what allows you to participate in this extraordinary experience. Without it, your journey as a physical being in this reality cannot continue. We hope that we have in some way served you. In love and light, we are your angelic guides. Channeled by Taryn Creaney. AngelicGuides.wordpress.com